And we are live here from Cox Mill High School as the visiting Statesville Owls take on the home Lake Norman Copperheads. The Owls come into this game 0-1 after a tough road loss against the Mooresville Spinners. And last night the Copperheads were walk-off winners against the Carolina Disco Turkeys. As I'm Zay Metz, alongside me tonight is Eric Finley. So Eric, it's going to be a good one tonight here. How do you think the Copperheads can rally again and get back-to-back wins to start off their 2024 campaign?
I think it's just keeping the bats hot. You know, they weren't doing anything too complicated. They were keeping it simple. They were getting guys on base because when they got those guys on base, they were aggressive on the base paths, and it was paying off. So as long as they keep that aggression, keep their foot on the gas, I think they can get another one tonight.
As leading off the game for the Owls will be Alec Yunt, the shortstop, as he's a returning player for the Owls. And looking to do some damage here. First pitch at 7:03. Here we go. That one low in the dirt. Your pitcher tonight for the Lake Norman Copperheads will be number 12, Jackson Edwards.
He only made one appearance in 2 seasons at NGU. He's going to be looking to get some more innings pitched this summer.
Second pitch from Edwards. That on the outside part of the plate for a strike. As Alec Yunt, the 5'11", 180 senior, will be playing his senior year at Mars Hill College. The 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. University of Mars Hill. As they've upgraded, a little more students, and now in the big time. Here comes the 2-1. That's high, count now 3-1.
It's just a little first batter jitters here from Edwards. Gonna need to just bring it into the strike zone a little bit.
Edwards gets the sign from his catcher Spillman. Here comes the 3-1. Swung on and fouled. Count will run full. Let's go around the infield for the Copperheads. We have Dan Frelick at third base. Isaac Armstrong and Jacob Painter make up the middle infield, and Brock Fowler at first base. Cody Spillman holding things down behind the dish. Now let's move to the outfield. Connor Paul in left, Kay Oler in center, and Josh Jones in right field. Here comes the full count pitch. And that one misses low as Alec Yunt take your base as the first batter of the night for the Owls reaches safely.
We've got a lot of new guys tonight looking to make an opportunity or looking to put their mark on the Copperheads tonight. Didn't get an opportunity last night, so they're surely going to make the most of their opportunity tonight.
As Caden Howe, the senior from Emory and Henry College, will step in the righty's batter's box. 0-0. Misses high. As it's a beautiful evening here in Concord, North Carolina, 75 degrees. No breeze, but very unlike Charlotte. It's June 1st and it's 75 degrees. You don't see that very often. Normally it's about 95 and 100% humidity right now.
Normally we'd have every paperweight or anything to keep our papers down so we can have all the fans possible running. The fact we aren't sweating right now is a great thing.
I'm not complaining.
Neither am I.
As here comes the 1-0. That one's a ball as Jackson Edwards hails from North Greenville University, one of the best D2s in all of the nation, as there's a lot of great D2 schools around here in the Carolinas, Wingate and North Greenville, just to name a few, a couple recent D2 national champions.
Looks like that runner on first is really just getting into the head of Edwards here.
As that one's in the dirt, a 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks from the Owls. And Edwards with some control issues early.
Yeah, definitely not the start he would have wanted.
As with the back-to-back walks, that will bring up the E.H. Steven Smith. So we'll have Yunt at second, Howe at first, and Smith digging into the righty's batter's box. The 0-0. A big loopy curveball, and that gets into the zone for a strike. So Edwards will look in. 0-1. That one misses.
Yeah, after that first pitch strike, kind of disappointing to see a ball, but he's got to bounce back right here.
Steven Smith, another guy from Emory and Henry. As that one gets past Spillman. Young will be moving up to third, and Howell moves up to second. 2 runners in scoring position early for the Owls. As looks like that might have gotten Spillman on the hands, as maybe a glove malfunction, something of that, but unfortunate for the Copperheads is the Owls will have 2 runners in scoring position with no outs here in the top of the first.
Yeah, Spillman, it looked like he thought it went through his glove, and he was right.
Yeah.
It was a glove malfunction. You don't see that every day.
No, you do not. As well, switcheroo right there from Spillman. Count is 2-1. The infield is in, watching that bunt from Smith. 2-1, out in the right field, foul territory, and out of play. And Eric, how big would a strikeout right here be for Edwards, not only for his confidence, but the inning as a whole?
Well, I think with 2 runners on base, you need to at least get that first out, bring the double play into effect, and just get your confidence
As
back
that one
up.
gets past Spillman, Young will be heading home for the first run of the night. As the Owls doing damage early, a pass ball right, actually I'd say more of a wild pitch right there from Jackson Edwards. Gets past Spillman, and Young reaches home safely. Owls up 1-0.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was a wild pitch. Spillman did everything he could, but there was nothing he could do about that pitch.
So after that wild pitch, count runs full, as the corners will be in, as Dane Frelick and Brock Fowler with their cleats touching that infield grass. Full count pitch. That one's popped up over the screen and foul. So the count will remain full, and Edwards still searching for that oh-so-elusive first out of the inning. As Howell just 90 feet away from the second run of the night for the Owls. 3-2. That one popped up. We'll see Brock Fowler tracking back on it. Now Painter coming over, trying to get it. He gets the catch. Runner will not be tagging up. As just testing Painter's patience. Good job right there. Gets a good first step tracking back for the first out of the inning, as Smith misses on an opportunity to get another RBI on the board.
Yeah, I think Edwards will be breathing a sigh of relief there. He got his first out. Now it's time to calm the nerves, throw some strikes, and finish this inning.
As the 4-hole hitter, the right fielder Cannon Dorsey now up for the Owls. As the first lefty in the lineup we'll see tonight. First pitch to Dorsey, that one into left field, as that ball is going to be foul, just foul. As that would have been an easy stand-up double right there from Dorsey if that would have just squeezed in that left field foul pole.
Yeah, Edwards got away with one there. It's been kind of a rocky start for him so far.
As Dorsey sporting the number 32 from Columbia, South Carolina, the 6'4", 190 junior from Anderson University. The 0-1, swung on and missed. I think that's a foul tip off Dorsey's bat. So Edwards forcing the issue here in this at-bat, and a favorable pitcher's count 0-2. As Dorsey, obviously a guy with a lot of power, hitting in the 4-hole, anything into the outfield would more than likely score Howell from third base. 0-2. Misses high. As the count moves to 1-2. Edwards looking in, likes the pitch he gets from Spillman, and delivers. Misses low in the dirt, count runs even.
I think Edwards really is just worried about that runner on third. He doesn't want anything to get past the infielders. I think that might be affecting his pitches right now.
That one fouled into the screen. Count will stay even now. Here comes the 2-2 once more. Misses high, count runs full, so Edwards had him, and a really good count for himself, 0-2. And good work by Dorsey running it full.
For Edwards, do you think this might just be a little bit of rust? He hasn't had a ton of college appearances so far.
3-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt. Good work right there from Dorsey. 4 straight balls. And now we have runners on the corners. Third walk of the inning right there from Edwards. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Drew Park. As Park, a local boy from Mooresville, North Carolina, playing his ball at Caldwell Community College. Statesville not all too far from Mooresville, a little bit up I-77. And that one misses high.
You know, I think I saw Spillman there looking at his glove again. I wonder if he's going to have to make another switch.
I mean, hopefully not for himself. Runners on the corners. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. A good hack right there from Park, liking that high fastball. 1-1 count, 1 out of the inning. The Owls lead the Copperheads 1-0 early here in the top of the first. Slider just sneaks in there on the inside part of the plate. One of the few very good off-speed stuff we've seen tonight from Edwards.
Yeah, that was a very good pitch right there. You know, after going with the fastball, went with the off-speed, knew he was going to have the batter, you know, not really swinging.
1-2, that one's poked into right field, and that ball will get down. Howe will score, and the Statesville Owls now up 2-0. As good piece of hitting right there from Drew Park down to the count, and pokes that one oppo to get the Owls on the board once more.
What do you think Edwards needs to do to bring this start back in control?
You know, first I'll just get out of this inning, as he has a chance for a double play with Wigington, the first baseman, up. But, you know, just try to get out of this inning as quickly as possible, and then just kind of calm the nerves and just go from there, kind of forget about the first inning.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he has a good mix of fastball and off-speed. I think he just needs to make sure they're hitting the zone. As
Wigington, another guy from Mooresville, North Carolina, that one in the dirt, good block by Spillman. Wigington standing 6'3", 205, a rare righty catcher, hailing from Catawba College. One pitch, line into the screen, foul. So we have a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch. In there for a strike, as actually it was already a 1-strike count. Now make it a 2-strike count. As blame that on the scoreboard operator, not myself. 2-2. Strike 3 looking right there. First strikeout of the night from Edwards, as Wigington, caught cold-blooded, froze by the off-speed.
You know, not only is that his first strikeout of the game, but that's a huge one for the confidence. Now the force out ends the inning. You know, he's now back in control.
Strike right there, as the Owls were off last night, but lost on Thursday night to the Spinners 9-4, as they only put up 7 hits. 0-1. High. As we saw Smith for Statesville driving 3 RBIs in that one. And he's not in the lineup tonight, as that's a swing and a miss right there. Excuse me, Smith's batting in the 3-hole. As this is the second year the Owls are in the SCBL. That one grounded to the shortstop. Easy play over to second. Good catch right there from Painter. And Edwards gets out of a jam, but not before the Owls put up 2 in the top half of the first inning. We're back here at Coxmo High School. Let's see if the Copperheads can get some runs of their own. back here, bottom one, as the Copperheads trail 2-0, as 3 walks in the top of the half of the first inning by Jackson Edwards set up a Owls rally. And we'll see if the Copperheads can retaliate. The ECU man, Isaac Armstrong, up first for the Copperheads as he'll watch a slider go in there for a strike. As Armstrong playing shortstop tonight, and a local boy, played his high school ball at East Lincoln High School, home of the Mustangs, and out here in Concord this summer.
Yeah, Armstrong, a highly rated prospect. 52nd best shortstop in the country, 14th best prospect in North Carolina.
Yeah, and he sported that 9.5 PG rating, which doesn't get much better than that, goes up to 10, so just an absolute dog in high school. As Armstrong facing a 1-2 count. Swings, and down the third baseline. Good play right there by the third base coach for the Copperheads.
Yeah, he didn't get a ton of playing time this season at ECU, but he's going to be looking to show the coaching staff why he deserves a shot to play.
That one just misses on the outside part of the plate as Bryson Agecker is the pitcher tonight for the Statesville Owls. As the count's 2-2, Agecker from Mooresville, North Carolina, the 6'1", 150 freshman, plays his college ball at Cleveland Community College. 2-2 in the dirt, count runs full.
Good job by Armstrong here, working a full count.
And here comes the full count pitch to Armstrong. Swung on, tipped off, and he stays alive. As we see a lot of roster flip over tonight for the Copperheads, just trying to get everybody some playing time. As Armstrong, one of those guys, did not play in the walk-off win last night, but the leadoff man tonight for the Copperheads. Here comes the 3-2 once more. That one into left field, but foul. As that one would have been gone if it stayed fair.
Yeah, he's showing off his power from the leadoff spot. I mean, it seems like if you can combine that with some speed, he's a dangerous player out there.
Yeah, and Isaac Armstrong reminds me of a former Copperhead last year, Tyler Zadalis. They have a lot of the same build, a lot of, both an infielder and both guys that can really bomb the ball. 3-2 once more, and that one outside. Isaac Armstrong gets on base, and the Copperheads look to retaliate here in the bottom of the first inning. And that brings up number 26, Cale Oler.
Number 26, Cale Oler.
As Oler, a former Cox Mill Charger, plays his college ball at Bavard College. As Oler, the 6', 200 senior, had a .318 average over 42 games last year for Bavard. As Armstrong will be going, and he's in there easy, no chance to get him. As he's showing off why he's in the leadoff spot.
There you go. He's showing off that speed. He's got speed and power. That's a dangerous combination.
As Oler last night had 3 ABs, 2 runs, 1 hit, and 1 RBIs, and struck out 2 times. As here comes the 0-1 to Oler. Swung on. That one's popped up in the infield. As the catcher will camp under that, and easy enough. And that's the first out of the inning. Oler goes out by way of the pop-out. And that brings up Josh Jones, another guy that was instrumental in the Copperheads' win last night, as he had 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 1 walk.
One of 2 international players on the team.
Yes, as Jones hails from Quebec, Canada, and another guy from North Greenville. And Jones gets up in the count, 1-0. Pitch. Outside portion of the plate for a strike. As this game, one of 4 games tonight in the SCBL. All 8 teams, that should be one of 3 games tonight, as we have the Copperheads and Owls playing here tonight. The Athletics visit the Spinners, and the Wampus Cats visit the Disco Turkeys down at the Friar. and Charlotte High School.
Too bad we can't be everywhere at once. I'm sure they're all going to be exciting games.
As that's for sure.
The SCBL never disappoints.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 nights of the SCBL broadcast back-to-back walk-offs. Can't ask for much more than that. As that one just misses right there to Jones. The Owls dugout disagreed on that call, but nonetheless, we move on. Count moves to 2-2.
What a hard pitch to lay off on right there.
As a good eye from Jones, he stays alive. As Armstrong stands over there at second base. 2-2 pitch. Rings him up on the outside fastball as Jones goes down looking. Maybe a little bit of a makeup call right there from the umpire, but nonetheless, the Owls get their second out of the bottom of the first.
Do you think it's affecting the eyes of the Copperheads here tonight? Watching a righty on the bump to start instead of a lefty?
I mean, it really just depends batter-to-batter basis, as I feel like the Copperheads have one of the most balanced lineups in the league, having kind of a good mix of lefty-righties. I mean, for example, the Regulators, they only have one lefty on the whole team. So, it's always good when you can kind of mix in that lineup and throw off the pitcher on the mound. As Connor Paul, the left fielder, comes up for the Copperheads. As that one is in the outfield. And caught right there from Powell. So Armstrong gets a leadoff walk, maybe gets things going for the Copperheads, but 3 straight outs. And the Owls retain their 2-0 advantage. We're back here, top of the second inning here at Cox Mill High School. And we're back here, top of the second inning. Statesville Owls lead 2-0. As the first pitch for the top of the second inning from Edwards will be outside for a ball. As we see Drake Modrick, the catcher, up for Statesville.
Yet again, another North Carolina guy.
Out one, fouled him to the screen. Counts 1-1.
It's one of the beautiful things about the SCBL. So many Carolinas guys playing either for colleges in the Carolinas or from the Carolinas.
As that just shows, kind of the talent pool that North and South Carolina both have, not only with the player portion, but, so many good teams. We look in the College World Series right now. You got Coastal Carolina in it, ECU, Wake Forest. So many, North Carolina hosting a regional. So many teams from the Carolinas playing in the NCAA tournament this season. Pitch from Edwards. Outside for a ball. As Modrick from Mooresville, North Carolina, from Lewisburg College, 5'11", 185 sophomore. 2-1. In the dirt. So we have a 3-2 count. As Spillman had to get some work in early here. Here comes the 3-1 from Edwards. rings him up right there. As that one just clips the outside part of the plate, the second K of the night for Edwards.
Do you think Edwards is now finding his stride in this game?
Yeah, I mean, both Ks tonight from Edwards have been on that outside portion of the plate by way of the fastball. So obviously liking that pitch, first out of the top half of the second inning. As that's a good slider right there, a swing and a miss from Jack Weaver, the second baseman. As Weaver from Salisbury, North Carolina, plays his college ball at Brevard College and will be going into his senior campaign. Fouled up into the screen as Edwards jumps out early to a 0-2 count. Oh, 2 count and 1 out of the inning as the Owls lead the Copperheads 2-0. That one misses high.
You know, Weaver has a college teammate in Cale Oler. I'm sure they'll be talking some smack after the game, depending on how this one goes.
That's for sure. 1-2 inside as Weaver had to duck out of the way of that one.
I think the biggest thing for Edwards here is to just find a little bit of consistency in this start.
2-2. That one to the shortstop Armstrong. He'll fire across the infield. Easy enough for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it's good to see the fielders tonight making these routine plays. There was a lot of errors in the game last night. Luckily, it didn't cost the Copperheads in the end, but it very well could have.
Now batting the center fielder, number 15.
That'll bring up the 10-hole hitter, C.P. Pyle.
From Brevard College.
Another guy from Brevard. As that one's outside. As you mentioned, another guy from Brevard. You can see Cale Oler, another Brevard guy, jumping in the outfield trying to distract him. By any means necessary. As the count now moves to 1-1.
Yeah, these guys obviously know where their teammates are playing. So, you know, they're circling those games on the calendar, and they're ready to have fun, you know, talk some smack, and, you know, just see their teammates again. It's a long off season.
1-1 misses low. As Edwards working with pace. In there for a strike, count runs even.
Yeah, I mean, Edwards, he's been a little bit all over the place, but when those pitches come in and when they're good, they're really good. I mean, the batters haven't been swinging, or he's been causing swings and misses.
As Edwards can't find the put-away pitch right there, count runs full. As we have a 3-2 count, 2 outs in the innings, this one to get Edwards out of the top half of the second. And can't do so, as Powell, good work right there. Fouling that one into Spillman as he'll walk it to his pitcher, maybe a little bit shaken up after that one hit him in the chest protector.
Yeah, it looks like Spillman's just giving his pitcher a little bit of a pep talk. We'll see if it helps right here.
Edwards steps back on the bump. And we will try the 3-2 once more. That one misses high. Did he go? No, he did not. So Pyle will get on safely, and we're back to the top of the order with Alec Yunt.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Yoink.
As Edwards, a little bit of control issues through the first 2 innings. That's his 4th walk already. And he walked Yunt in his first plate appearance.
Yeah, it's always tough being one pitch away from the end of the inning.
As Powell getting held on by Fowler at first base. First pitch to Yunt and his second AB goes in there for a strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Edwards gets up in the count early. So he goes fastball first pitch, slider second pitch. We'll see if he can put the put-away stuff here against Yunt. Throw back to first. And he's keeping Powell honest. Edwards digs back in the rubber. 0-2 pitch. Runner will be going. That one into left field as Paul will be coming in on it. That one's going to drop. And we're going to see Powell advance to third. It gets past Paul. Powell will be coming home. The play. Can he get him? Spillman drops the ball. And the Statesville Owls get their third run of the night. A bloop single from Yunt advances Powell home as the hit and run works to perfection. And the Owls hold a 3-0 advantage here in the top half of the second inning. As what a wacky play right there, that bloop single. Bloops right in front of Connor Paul in left field. And then gets past him. And Powell says, you know what, I take second base, I take third, I'm going to take home. And in the process, Alec Yunt advances into scoring position at second base.
Yeah, I mean, on that bloop hit, you know, it's a pitch that Edwards probably wants back, but at the end of the day, there's at least one run there that really isn't on him.
Howe will put that one into left field. Paul tracking back and gets it for the third out of the inning. So the Owls a little bit too out of rally magic. Get their third run of the night. We have a 3-0 ball game, bottom half of the second inning, coming up here in just a moment here on the SCBL YouTube channel. And Brock Fowler will be starting things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Statesville Owls lead 3-0 on the Lake Norman Copperheads. Thank you for spending your Saturday evening with us. As with being on summer break, I'm getting my days mixed up over here.
It's always like that every year. Every day is the weekend when it's summer.
I mean, that's a good problem to have, not knowing your days. As we have an 0-1 count. As Fowler watches that one go by for a ball.
Yeah, Fowler playing first tonight. He DH'd last night.
One pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Fowler, the 6'4", 230 junior. He didn't make an appearance for Wingate last season, as that one misses outside.
You know, it's always interesting seeing some of the guys who maybe didn't get to play for their college teams the previous year. Seeing what kind of form they bring into summer, you know, as they're knocking off the rust, how fast does it, or how long does it take for them to get hot?
That one bounced to Yunt at shortstop. He'll gather, throw it over to first base, and that one goes off the glove of Wigington. And Fowler will reach safely.
Fowler had to watch his head on that one.
Yeah, that one was coming right for him, but nonetheless, he gets safe on an error. As Matt Goldsich.
Now batting number 21, Matt Golsik.
As Goldsich, now for the Copperheads with Fowler standing on first, being held on by Wigington. The 0-0. Outside for a strike. Good slider right there.
I think right here is where the Copperheads need to see their bats getting hot again like last night.
1-1. That one to the shortstop, Yunt. 6-4. And can't get the 3 on the double play. As we will see Goldsich reach on a fielder's choice. Good work right there from Yunt to Weaver, but just couldn't get the throw over to the first to complete the double play. And that'll bring up Louis Hill, the DH.
Now batting number 32, Louis Hill.
As Hill from Oral Roberts University, the 6'4", 220 freshman from Pineville, North Carolina, as he's a local boy from South Meck High School. Oral Roberts may be known more for their basketball program, that run they made with Max Abrams in the 2021 tournament, but also a very good baseball school, as that one's lined into left field. And that will get down right in front of Hill.
Yeah, I remember last season they were a fan favorite at the College World Series, so...
Yeah, they did make that really good run last season.
You know, I didn't see that he had made any real appearances for Oral Roberts, but that's not something to be disappointed in when they have a team like that.
And now Cody Spillman comes up to the plate with 2 runners on base. Spillman, a guy who played in the SCBL last season, not for the Copperheads, but jumping ship and joining the Heads this summer. As catchers are one of the most important positions to come by in summer ball, right behind pitchers, as in those summer months, it can be hard to find pitching depth. That's a sword right there. Not the greatest swing to start off your summer by Spillman. Goldsich standing on second. Hill on first base, 0-1. Outside part of the plate for a strike. We've seen the umpire tonight, Eric. Really like those outside fastballs. Kind of all pitches on the outside portion of the plate. He's been calling strikes.
Yeah, I guess it works in the pitcher's favor. They need to recognize that and keep going to the well.
0-2 to Spillman. Misses low.
For the Copperheads, do you think we'll see some more of that aggressive base running? I know last time about this point in the game, we saw a double steal.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw Jack Lopez steal home last night, as that was quite the play. Lopez not in the lineup tonight, but he hit that walk-off single to win the game in the bottom of the ninth. As back-to-back balls to Spillman runs the count even at 2-2.
You know, looking at the Copperheads lineup tonight, who do you think could be the hero for him?
I mean, I'd have to say Josh Jones, as he's a guy who hit 2 RBIs in last night, and we're trying to do much of the same. 2-2 to Spillman. That one chopped to the third baseman, Park. And he can't corral it. Bases will be loaded as Spillman reaches on an infield single. And that brings in the 9-hole hitter, Dane Frelick, the third baseman.
Now batting number 14, Dane Frelick.
As Frelick from Fairview, North Carolina, from Farmington State College, the 6'1", 195 junior. As he was on a tear last summer season, batted 490 plate appearances, and trying to continue that hot streak here into the summer, and a good chance to do so. First AB of the summer will be bases loaded. As Frelick chops that one to Park, and Park can't make the play on back-to-back pitches, as the Copperheads will score their first run of the evening.
Yeah, what does that do for the confidence in your third baseman when a play like that happens twice in a row?
I mean, that's tough right there. Park having to come in on a chopper right there. It was unfortunate. Couldn't make the play back-to-back times, and allows the Copperheads to get the first run of the evening and try to keep that momentum going. Only 1 out of the inning, and now bases loaded. And that brings in the 10-hole hitter, Jacob Painter, as both lineups with 10 hitters tonight, using that EH that the SCBL allows. First pitch to Painter. Outside for a ball. As Painter from Eleanor, West Virginia, hails from West Virginia State University in Hurricane, North Carolina. As we've seen a lot of guys from West Virginia State throughout the years here at the Copperheads, as Jamie Billings, the GM of the Copperheads, has a connection with the West Virginia State Hornets, and been able to get a lot of guys down here for the summer.
You know, it's been working out for the Copperheads. They've had a lot of good seasons.
As that's a swing and a miss right there from Painter. As we have a 1-2 count, 1 out of the inning. Copperheads trail 3-1. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss, foul tip. Painter still stays alive. as Painter only made 2 appearances in his first 2 seasons. Will look to try to step into a bigger role in his junior campaign. As here comes the 1-2 once more.
And what's on Painter's mind right now is the fact that one swing can open this game up and get the Copperheads right back in it.
As that one was inside on Painter, count runs even at 2-2. 2-2. Inside once more as that slider almost clipped the inside part of the plate. As the count runs full, as we'll see the corners of Drew Park and Chase Wigington almost in on the infield grass watching out for the bunt. Full count pitch. That one misses high and the Copperheads will walk in a run. And now the game moves to 3-2 and it looks like the Statesville Owls are going to have a little mound visit to try to calm down their pitcher.
Yeah, and I mean their pitchers had a good outing so far, and just an unfortunate series of events, and now there's a walk, or now he walked in a run.
As they're going to have a mound visit, and that brings up a very dangerous man in Isaac Armstrong. Not a guy you want for the Owls, if you're the Owls in this situation, as Armstrong's what a great hitter he was in high school.
Yeah, I mean he's shown tonight already that he has home run power.
Yeah, he drove that one foul down the left field line. I mean, going to ECU speaks for itself. If you're going to ECU, you obviously have some pop in your bat. As the Owls will wrap up that mound visit. And we'll see what they can do in a tough situation right here. Bases loaded, 1 out of the inning, but they still hold that 3-2 advantage.
Number 21, Isaac Armstrong.
The 0-0 to Armstrong. Outside portion of the plate for the strike, as that's been Ekin's kind of favorite pitch tonight, that outside fastballs. That's what the umpires liked best so far. 0-1. Down in the dirt.
Yeah, and the pitcher, he just finished his freshman season. This is a tough spot to be in for such a young pitcher.
As he is working out of the windup with the bases loaded. 1-1. Outside portion of the strike once more, as both strikes in this AB have been looking by Armstrong.
Yeah, and I think these pitchers are starting to realize it, because I could tell he really liked that pitch when the catcher called it.
1-2 count, 1 out of the inning, bases loaded. That one right up the middle and caught, as that's going to be a double play right there. Unfortunate by the Copperheads. Line right back up in the middle by Armstrong. Eckenkacker catches that one and throws it over the first base at Wigington. And that's an unfortunate turn of events right there from the Copperheads. Had bases loaded, 1 out of the inning. Go down by way of the double play. The score will stay 3-2 in favor of the Statesville Owls, as we'll stay here at Cox Mill High School. Stick with us for some more SCBL baseball.
Now batting
Back here, top of the third inning.
Number 7, Smith.
As Steven Smith, the EH, starts things off here. And the top half of the frame, the Owls lead the Copperheads 3-2 after the Copperheads had bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning with only one out, but a double play ended their inning quick. One-0, as that one's into left field. As we'll see Paul camping under it for out one here in the top of the third inning. So easy enough right there from Paul. And Smith goes down by way of the pop out for the second time tonight.
Yeah, Edwards has to be careful. Hitters making contact like that, one might leave the yard.
So after that pop out from Smith, that'll bring up Cannon Dorsey as he walked in his first plate appearance. First pitch right there from Edwards is a ball. 1-0, that one chopped to the first baseman and over Fowler's head, and we'll see Dorsey going to the throw from Jones, not in time, as Dorsey gets in there with a double after an unfortunate hop for Fowler at first base.
Now batting the third baseman, number 6, Park.
Yeah, at 6'4", that was a great show of speed there from Dorsey.
As now the third baseman, Drew Park, comes up, and a good chance to get an RBI here. Already had a single in his first debut and try to keep it rolling here. As that one's outside. One-0 pitch. Outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-0.
Yeah, that one just a little bit too far outside. It looks like the pitchers have realized the outside pitch is the place to be.
2-0. That one popped up. Spillman looking for it. Will that ball stay in? Yes, it will, but off Spillman's glove. As that's unfortunate right there. A tough play right there. Spillman having to juggle with the screen. But could not come down with the catch.
You think Spillman is still having some issues with the glove? This is the second glove.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. It looks like more of a thing where it just maybe closed his glove a little bit too early right there. Trying to get that pop fly, but those are always really tough for the catchers. Those pop flies have a lot of movement on them. 2-1, runner will be going. Throw down to third by Spillman. Not in time as Dorsey steals third base.
That was a close play there. Was that more on the throw or the tag? I couldn't tell.
You know, it looked like the throw is in there in time. The only problem was the throw by Spillman was on the kind of the foul side of the third base bag. If that was on the other side, I think Dorsey would have been toast. 3-1, that one chopped to Painter as the run will score. And the Owls now hold a 4-2 advantage as we'll see Park get the sac fly and an RBI.
Now batting.
So Chase Wigington now up.
Wigington.
Went down by way of a backwards K in his first time up. As he swings at the first pitch, that one in the left center field, and that one will drop right in front of Cale Oler. So he sees the first pitch, and he likes the first pitch, and he'll get on base with a 2-out single.
Yeah, he quickly shook off that first at
Now
bat.
batting the left fielder.
He knew what he was looking for,
Number
and he
8,
took a
Hill.
big cut on it.
So Wigington reaches safely, and Blake Hill now up for the Owls. Outside for a ball. As the Owls hold a 4-2 advantage here in the top of the third inning. 2 outs in the inning. As that one almost got by Brock Fowler. Not the greatest throw from Edwards trying to pick off Wigington.
These pitchers, they got to be careful on the pickoff throws. We saw a couple of them go awry yesterday.
As that one misses high, Edwards stepping off the mound trying to take a breath. Only 1 out away from getting out of the top half of the third. 2-0 from Jackson Edwards. That one popped up, and that's going to be foul. Heading towards here in the press box.
I think
As We did have one time last year where a ball hopped in front of the concourse in front of us and actually came up into the press box, and we almost caught it. So hopefully we get another one right like that. Spillman throw down a second, not in time. The second time in the inning where the Statesville Owls have stolen on Spillman. Maybe a disadvantage is Spillman's arm, and the Owls are looking for it tonight.
You know, if we catch one here in the press box, do we get the Savannah Banana rules? Do we get the out?
I mean, I'd like to think so, but that would be on the hop, so I don't think that fully counts.
I think if we got one in the air, we should get the out.
Yeah, that'd be tough having to reach out of the press box. 2-2 pitch. Big loopy slider, and that one's crushed foul as Hill liked what he saw right there, but out way in front of it, pulls it down the left field line. Count will stay at 2-2.
And I don't think Edwards can throw too many more pitches like that. They will catch up to that one.
As if Hill would have stayed back on that baseball, it would have been bad for the Copperheads. But we'll try the 2-2 once more. Swing and a miss right there as Jackson Edwards gets him by way of the high heater. As Blake Hill goes down for the second time tonight. We'll be back here in just a moment for some more SCBL baseball action. Back here, bottom three, I'm Zane Metz. Alongside me is Eric Finley. And we are at SCBL broadcast crew for tonight as the Owls lead the Copperheads 4-2, bottom three.
Yeah, just another beautiful night here at Cox Mill High School.
As we've been lucky the last two nights, the heat has not been too bad. As Kel Oehler steps in the lefty's batter's box, and he has a 1-1 count right now. Oehler, his first time up, went down by way of the pop-out. One to Oehler. That one swung on, mashed down the right field line. And that one's foul, but whew, that one was spanked.
Yeah, he got some power behind that one. Learned from his last at bat. He's looking to at least put something with some power out there.
So we have a 1-2 count now. And that one mashed down the right field line again. As we'll see Dorsey tracking back. And he will get it. As if that one was in a gap, that's at least a double right there. But unfortunate for Oehler, hit right at Cannon Dorsey in right field.
He does look like he's seeing it better than his first at-bat, though.
As he's got good wood on both of them. Put him into the outfield, hasn't been able to find a hole. And that'll bring up Josh Jones, who went down by way of the backwards K.
Number 30, Josh Jones.
Yeah, the top three in this Copperheads lineup have all looked pretty dangerous tonight, looking like they're maybe one swing away from doing some damage.
As he first pitched to Jones, that one popped up over the screen and foul. Over to the right of us in the softball field. As actually that might have hit the top of the press box.
Yeah, good thing we have a roof on this press box.
Yeah. Might want to bring a glove with you if not. So we have an 0-1 count. And the right fielder Josh Jones up for the Copperheads. Inside right there for a strike. The 0-2 pitch to Jones. And that one down the right field line, as that one is far but foul.
Yeah, he just kind of sliced that one off his bat a little bit. A little bit cleaner contact. I think he could have driven that one pretty far.
As that's not the first time tonight we've seen the Copperheads have some really good whittle and some baseballs, just haven't been able to keep the ball fair. So the count stays at 0-2. And that's strike 3 right there. Jones goes down by way of the strikeout for the second time tonight.
Yeah, good job there by the pitcher of getting him to chase. I think the Copperheads just have to have a little bit more discipline at the plate.
Batting, number 5, Connor Paul.
So Connor Paul now up as the Copperheads go down 1-2 in the first 2 outs. Paul will not try to be the same here. As he's first pitch swinging, Wigington comes over, flips to his pitcher, and that goes out of his glove. So an infield single right there from Connor Paul. As that's kind of a tough play right there. Wigington having to track to his right, flip it over to his pitcher, just not good on the transfer, and Paul reaches safely.
First baseman from Wingate University, number 33, Brock Fowler.
You know, for the Copperheads, they seem to be on the receiving end of the errors instead of the ones committing all the errors tonight.
So Paul stands on first base, and Brock Fowler, who reached on an error his first time, is now up to the dish. As outside portion for a strike. Oh, 0-1 pitch to Fowler. Swung on left field. That one's high. He'll track it back towards the wall. And that one stays in as we see Jones rounding third. The play at the plate. He's going to be out of there. What a rally right there. Blake Hill to Alec Yunt to Jake Modric. And that's the final out of the bottom of the third inning. As the Owls say, not so fast, Josh Jones. As, wow, what a play right there.
You know, you almost called it. Jones tried to be the hero there, and he's also looking dangerous, and now Fowler into the mix.
As the play at the plate gets the Copperheads for the third out of the inning. Top 4 coming soon. Owls still lead 4-2. Back here, top of the 4th inning. As we see Jackson Edwards' day is done, and Brock Graff, the new pitcher into the game for the Lake Norman Copperheads. as Graff hails from St. Louis University, one of the better schools in the A-10 baseball-wise, as that one's on the outside portion for a strike. He pitched 7 innings as a freshman from Glenview, Illinois, and he was a top guy at IMG Academy and Loyola Academy, so two highly touted high school programs that he went to, and obviously bringing up now at the St. Louis Billikens.
Right, and only pitching 7 innings as a freshman, he's looking to get some more innings under his belt and really show that talent that he had coming out of high school.
Well, he's up 0-2 right here in the count. Shakes off the first 2 pitches, likes the third from Spillman. And in the dirt, as Jake Modrick, who went down to a backwards K last time, is now up for a second plate appearance.
And for the Copperheads, I think they pinpointed their problems so far has kind of been on the bump with the pitching and bringing in Graff. They're hoping he's going to kind of turn the needle and get it going in the right direction.
Count now even at 2-2. Swing and a miss right there. Modrick goes down by way of the K for the second time tonight, and Brock Graff starts off hot as 1 batter, 1 strikeout for the Billiken.
Yeah, and I think if you're coaching the Copperheads, you're just happy to see a strikeout to start the inning.
And now the second base, Jack Weaver, up for the Owls. As Graff working out of the windup. Tipped into the screen.
Who's hitting?
Weaver.
Now batting number 3, Weaver.
Graff shakes off 1, likes the second. 0-1 pitch. And there for a strike. So Graff obviously jumping in front of hitters early. He was up 0-2 in the first count, now 0-2 in this count.
Yeah, and I think that was just something that Edwards wasn't able to do as his start went on.
0-2 from Graff. That one in the dirt. As Weaver wanted that one right there. Good 0-2 pitch right there from Graff. Something in the dirt, see if he can get him to chase. And Weaver just keeps that bat on his shoulder. 1-2 pitch. That's fouled. And Weaver stays alive.
I do have to say, the Owls tonight, they've been very good about not swinging at things in the dirt or outside.
As we see some activity in that Statesville bullpen. As we'll keep an eye on who that one is. Warming up. 1-2 from Graff. Did he go? Yes, he did. Throw from Spillman. And back-to-back batters, back-to-back Ks by Brock Graff. Off to a hot start this summer for him.
After a couple wayward throws from Spillman, he's going to be glad to just have a nice, easy one to the first baseman.
As Brennan Major from Mooresville, North Carolina, the man warming up in the pen for Statesville. CP Pyle now up for Statesville. And watches that one go outside for a ball. Oh, 1 from Graff. That one right up to center field. Oler tracking back. Reaches for it. He can't get it. That's over his head. Pyle round his first. And he's going 2. He's actually going to go 3. No, he's not. Slips. Tries to get back to second base. He does in time. But a 2-out double by CP Pyle.
Yeah, for Oler there, it was just kind of an awkward distance, awkward trot back to the ball, and I just think he tracked it a little bit wrong, and it was off his glove.
And those are kind of the hardest ones for an outfielder when it's not directly to your left or right, it's directly over your head, and you kind of have to just turn your hips and try to get around to it. And Oler couldn't get the job done and allows Powell to stand on second in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. Alec Yunt, who's reached safely both times tonight, up for his 3rd plate appearance. In the dirt, did he go? Yes, he did. Yunt reached safely by way of a walk and a double.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to keep that bat hot. Maybe get this new pitcher rattled a little bit.
Graff watches Powell over there at second. And that one to the shortstop, Armstrong. He'll gather, fire across the infield for the 3rd out of the inning. So Brock Graff, first inning of work, looks good. 2 Ks. and gets out unscathed. We'll be back here, bottom of the 4th inning. Copperheads trail by 2. It's a 4-2 ball game here at Cox Mill High School. Bottom of the 4th inning, Copperheads trail 4-2 first. Swing right there to the shortstop, Alec Yunt. And can he make the tough play? No, he cannot. As good work right there, trying to leg that one up by Louis Hill. Actually, no, that's going to be Matt Goldsich. So he reaches on an infield single, and that brings up the DH, Louis Hill. That's a tough play right there from Yunt. Backhanded it, trying to contort his body to make that throw over there to Wigington at first, and just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, impressive by him to even make it a close play.
Now, there's a little time here. The umpire is discussing that play, but in the end, it's going to be safe. And Louis Hill he'll have something to work with Goldstitch over there at first, being held on by Wigington. That one down the left field line and foul over there by the batting cages in the home bullpen.
Yeah, another piece of good contact from the Copperheads. They just gotta get their timing down. I'll give it to this pitcher though. He's been mixing up his speeds, and he's been keeping them from getting their timing down.
0-1, no outs in the inning. Outside portion of the strike zone for a ball. As it's a 0-0 ball game at Moore Park, as the Spinners are all knotted up with the Concord Athletics. Fouled off right there. Count now 1-2. As if you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to the SCBL YouTube channel and turn on post notifications to get an alert anytime that we're live. Also, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. It's at SCBL Baseball on both Twitter and Instagram to keep up with everything SCBL baseball related. The pitch right there outside the hill.
A couple ones outside there. You think this umpire is now tightening up that outside strike zone?
I mean, you got to think so. Really in the first 3 innings, the pitchers had anything they wanted on the outside portion of the plate, especially to right-handers, not so much now. As that one's tipped and, trickled down the home dugout. Two count as Hill digs his cleats back in the righty's batter's box. Goldsich being held on by Wigington at first. Takes one more lead, doesn't go. As that one just misses the outside part of the plate, count runs full.
You know, it's been a busy night for the players who've had to go collect those foul balls tonight.
Yeah, as a lot of guys just missing, being off some good pitches and not being able to keep them in the field of play.
And for the Copperhead player going to get those foul balls, he can look at his own teammates for a lot of those.
As that one's tipped and foul, so the count will remain full at 3-2.
You know, we haven't seen too much aggressive base running here from the Copperheads tonight. You think that's something they need to do to keep from surrendering these base runners?
I mean, you have to think so, as that one's foul once more, as Hill's just not going down without a fight. On the base running front, I think it's a combination of kind of a whole new lineup today and a lot of new guys, in the rotation. And also just maybe not trying to be as aggressive in the early stages of the game. As we saw last night, Copperheads got out to that early lead, but the Disco Turkeys rallied back, got that home run in the top of the ninth inning to tie it up. But in the end, the Copperheads pulled it out. As full count pitch once more. As the loopy slider just misses the zone. And Louis Hill reaches safely for the second time tonight.
And I don't know about you, but that's a hard one to hold back on. I would have wanted to swing for the fences.
I mean, especially when you see that slider top half of the zone. I mean, it looks like a beach ball coming at you. You just want to tee off at it. But he has the awareness to lay off. And now we have 2 runners on, no outs in the inning. And Cody Spillman back up. He reached on a infield single his first time up. First pitch to Spillman is a strike. As if you guys have any comments or questions, make sure to put them in the chat below, as we're happy to answer anything that you guys, or just maybe want to ask a question or two, as that one is down left field line and foul. There's a lot of good baseball on tonight with all the college regionals and MLB on, and we appreciate you tuning in to the SCBL broadcast we have.
Question for you. We were talking about the base running. When is the time for the Copperheads to be aggressive? Because like last night, they're in the Disco Turkeys position. They're a couple runs down, and they need an inning where they really open it up.
I mean, it really could be this inning. You have 2 runners on, no outs. As the throw back to first base is not in time. But I kind of feel like it's not going to be this inning, but it's going to be you kind of see where you're at after this inning with 2 runners on, no outs. See if you guys can tie it up. They're down by 2, so if both of those base runners score, they'll be in a much better position. And just kind of go from there in the later stages of the ball game.
But I think if you get the right guys on base, you got to give them the green light.
A chopper to Park. Those are to second for 1. And we'll be left with runners on the corners, as maybe a little bit of, interesting play right there from Drew Park. He could have just tagged third, get the lead runner. But nonetheless, we have runners on the corner with 1 out in the inning. And that brings up the third baseman, Dane Frelick.
Now batting number 14, Dane Frelick.
I mean, that's 2 spots now for the Owls where you thought maybe they could turn for the Owls where they can maybe turn a double play. Good take there by Frelick. That pitch there outside. 2-0 count. Runners on the corners. Now another ball, 3-0 count. Very much so a hitter's count with runners on the corners. The Copperheads will be looking to take advantage. Now we got a 3-1 count. Frelick at the plate still has some wiggle room here. Frelick thought it was a ball, but now we're hearing a full count. Runners on the corners. The pitcher for the Owls is looking to get out of a jam here. Swing, foul tip, caught by the catcher, and that's out 2 for the Owls. It's looking like the Owls will make a pitching change here, or at least meet with their pitcher on the mound. Onto the mound, Braden Major from Mooresville, North Carolina. The second baseman, Jacob Painter, he'll be the first one to face the new pitcher here.
Now batting, number 8, Jacob Painter.
Braden Major inherits 2 runners on base. In the bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. He's looking to get the Owls out of this inning scoreless. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Called strike 3. He gets the strikeout to end the inning.
And we are back here at Coxmo High School as the Owls are still at 4-2 in this ball game.
While you're gone, though, the Owls did make that pitching change. They did bring in Brandon Major.
As we saw him warming up in the pen for quite some time.
They brought him in. He got the last out they needed to end the inning.
Swing and a miss right there. As we see Caden Howe up for the Owls. Howe is 0 for 2 on the night. That one in the dirt right there. We saw a great first inning right there. You know, in the previous inning from Brock Graff having 2 Ks. And we'll try to keep that up here.
Yeah, this solid pitching is what the Copperheads needed. Tonight their bats haven't been as lively as they were the last night. So they really need their pitching to hold it down for them.
Pitch from Graff. That one right to the shortstop. Isaac Armstrong with the hot hands right there. And catches that one on a rope.
You know, I have to say he's kind of having himself a game, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And there's a reason he's batting in the 1 hole when he's playing shortstop, because he's got a good glove on him. So 1 out of the inning, and that brings in Steven Smith, the EH. He's popped out both times tonight. As it's the top of the... As we have a little back talk between both of the dugouts, the umpire trying to keep it under control.
Yeah, we would not want to have to remove fans here, but, you know, this is the umpire's game.
I mean, it looks like more of the players than anything, but nonetheless, we have a 4-2 ball game, top of the 5th inning, as the Statesville Owls got off to a hot start, cooled off, but they still maintain a 2-run lead. As Smith in the Owls' first game was the leading guy in RBI category, as Spillman looking for that one in the air. And he gets that one as he dropped a very similar one earlier, but easy enough right there. And that's a 3rd pop out of the night for Steven Smith.
Yeah, I have to say, he's been getting better as the game's gone on. He's really cleaned it up.
As now Cannon Dorsey up as he's reached base safely both times tonight with a walk and a double.
Yeah, really good game from him so far.
Graff out of the windup. Outside for a ball.
He's really shown off his hitting and his speed tonight.
As Dorsey, a lanky guy in the outfield, 6'4", 190, and a trouble on the base paths as using that tall frame, those long legs be able to get around the base paths quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a scary player to have to deal with.
As we saw his legs with that stand-up double earlier, that's a drive into left field. Connor Paul. And Paul will get the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Brock Graff here in the top half of the 5th inning. The Owls still lead the Copperheads 4-2. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back.
Now batting number 4 from East Carolina University,
As
Go Pirates,
Isaac Armstrong now digs in for the 3rd time tonight. He's walked and lined out into a double play earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I think Armstrong, he's due. He's had a really good night.
And mostly in the field, he's made some really good plays over there at shortstop tonight.
He has shown that he can get that bat going, though.
Swing and a miss right there from Armstrong. We have a 1-1 count.
The Owls bench getting quite loud with their chirping right now.
I mean, trying to fire their boys up. Foul tip right there from Armstrong. As Brendan Major on the mound.
I mean, I think the biggest thing for the Copperheads right now is just plate discipline. I feel like they're swinging at everything.
1-2 pitch from Major. Swing and a miss right there. That one gets past the catcher, and Armstrong will reach safely on a drop 3rd strike.
Armstrong, he never misses a moment to show off his speed, does he?
No, as he'll be thankful he gets the K, but reaches base safely. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters is you're on base.
The center fielder, number 26, from Brevard College, Royal Natives, Cale Oler. 3rd team all weekend.
As Oler is 0 for 2 tonight.
You know, Oler, another one who's shown that he could really get some big hits here down the stretch.
Another guy that is a former Cox Mill Charger. As that one's roped down the right field line, that ball's going to be fair. Armstrong rounding second, Oler rounding first. Armstrong is going to hold up right there at 3rd base as the throw from Dorsey's a good one. But Cale Oler with an absolute rope down the right field line. 2 runners in scoring position for the Copperheads. No outs in the inning. Great piece of hitting right there from Cale Oler.
You think Oler knows the dimensions of this ballpark? He's played here enough.
I mean, yes, he has. And I mean, we see a lefty pull a ball right down the right field line. And that puts Josh Jones in a good position in this AB as he struck out his first 2 times as he'll try to step up right here for the Copperheads in a big situation. Copperheads trail by 2. So those 2 runners are the tying runners. Now one in the dirt right there from Major.
I mean, this is exactly what the Copperheads wanted, a new pitcher, and they get to, you know, really rattle him right here off the bat.
1-0 for Major. And therefore strike as we see Park and Wigington on the corners coming in. They're aware of Jones' bunt threat with that runner at 3rd base. One pitch. That one popped up and foul. Count moves now to 1-2.
You don't think we're going to see another steal of home again, are we?
I mean, that was quite the feat. I was actually in the dugout last night when Lopez stole home, and all the guys were shocked. I mean, even the base coach didn't see it come. It was more of a thing where Lopez kind of saw something in the pitcher and decided to go, and, I mean, it worked out for him at the end of the day, so that's all that matters. The coaches aren't very mad at you when you do something right and they don't tell you.
And, you know, that leads me to wonder, how much of the aggressive base running is these players calling their own number and calling their own shot, or is it the coaches calling it?
You know, it's kind of a mix, as the head coach for the Copperheads is also a coach at Cox Mill, and Jack Lopez went to Cox Mill, so obviously, you know, those 2 guys knowing each other, and, you know, the familiarity there might be kind of playing that decision from Lopez saying, hey, I'm going to take home, and, I mean, ended up being successful.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like these Cox Mill guys, they kind of they know what they can get away with, and they can use it to their advantage.
2-2 count. Armstrong at 3rd, Oler at 2nd. No outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. That one just misses right there. Count runs full. A stone-cold take right there from Jones.
Another one that's hard to take. I mean, I thought it was going to fall in.
Yeah, that was a close call right there. Full count pitch. outside portion of the plate. Josh Jones go down on strikeouts for the third time tonight. Bring out the unfortunate golden sombrero for Jones. And Major gets his first K of the evening.
Yet again, outside of the plate, and the umpire called a strike.
Connor Paul.
The 4-hole hitter Connor Paul now up for the Copperheads. 1 for 2 on the evening.
Yeah, Paul with that bright blue bat, you cannot miss it.
In there for a strike to Paul. 1-1 count, 1 out in the inning. As it'd be a big disappointment to the Copperheads if they're not able to at least drive in one of those runs in. 1-1 to Paul in the dirt. Good block right there from Modric, keeping those runners stable.
Yeah, I mean, for the Copperheads, their Achilles heel this game, it's been just leaving those base runners on the bases. They can't drive them in.
As you know, when a team loses, that's kind of one of the first things that a manager will look at is the left on base stat. And a lot of times that can kill a team in a close game. 2-1 pitch. Outside to Paul. A favorable 3-1 hitters count.
I mean, at the start of the game, I would have said it was the pitching that was their Achilles heel, but you can't complain about the pitching since the third.
The 3-1 to Paul. Swung on, popped over the screen. Count will be full now. One out of the inning. The full count pitch on the way. Chop to the first baseman, Wigington. He's going to make a play at home. Will he get him in time? Armstrong's in there safely. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1-run ball game as Paul reaches safely on the infield single. And Isaac Armstrong shows off the wheels once again. And that's the 3rd run of the evening for the Copperheads.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision right there by the fielder.
As he tried to make the play at home, but Armstrong said not so fast.
Number 33 from Windy University, Go Bulldogs, Brock Fowler.
Oh, Fowler, he almost went yard last time.
Yeah, he crushed a ball and ended up being a single. Fowler reached safely on his first time up on an error by the third baseman, as that went in the dirt to Fowler. So Kale Oler standing on third and Connor Paul at first. So runners on the corners, 1 out of the inning. Copperheads trail 4-3. Outside strike.
You were talking about base running. Do you see this as a situation where maybe the Copperheads do something with that first base? With the runner on first base?
You know, I wouldn't hate that. Connor Paul, obviously, with wheels in that left field position. And, you know, a lot of times you see teams steal with runners on the corners. It kind of forces a tough decision by the catcher. Am I going to throw down and get him at second? Or just try to hold it and, you know, count my losses? As you'd have to imagine with 1 out of the inning, he would just hold it. As strike right there on the outside part of the plate. Fowler not liking it. 2-2 count. Major comes sets and delivers. That one just misses to Fowler. Copperheads show by 1, but that tying run is 90 feet away and by way of Cale Oler. The pitch from Major. outside, ball 4. Load back up the bases. Brock Fowler reaches safely for the 3rd time tonight.
You know, after having that near home run in his last at-bat, you know how much he probably wanted to go out there swinging and replicate it again. But good job by him to just settle for the walk.
The Owls will take a mound visit, and we'll take a timeout. We'll be back here in just a moment. Matt Goldich, the extra hitter, now up to the plate with bases loaded. And one out of the inning, good block right there from Modric. As Goldrich's 1 for 2 on the night with a fielder's choice and a single.
Yeah, he's shown he's anything but the extra hitter. He's done his fair share tonight.
As he's up in the count 1-0 after that ball in the dirt. Oler at 3rd, Paul at 2nd, and Fowler at 1st. That fastball in there for a strike.
Yeah, bases loaded here. Even another single from Fowler would be huge. Oh, wait, no, that's not. Go with Golsich.
1-1 pitch for Major. Outside portion for a strike. As the ump has been consistent for the love of that outside fastball. And allows Major to jump up in the count 1-2. Major AB right here. And we'll see what he can do. 1-2 pitch from Banda Major on the way. Outside for a ball. Counting out. Now knotted up at 2-2.
Yeah, I think that the umpire calling those outside pitches strikes has really been to the negative for the right-handed batters.
As they're trying to cover that outside portion of the plate now. 2-2 fouled into the screen. Count stays knotted up.
It's created a lot of contact, but it's hard to get around those and get them into the field.
So Major will get the sign from his catcher. And we'll try the 2-2 once again. That one's swing and a miss right there from Goldsich. As Major gets a much-needed K. And moves it to 2 outs in the inning. And that brings up Louis Hill.
Now batting number 32, Louis Hill.
As he's 1 for 1 on the night with a single and then also reached by way of a walk. First pitch to Hill. Outside for a ball. Well, no count, 2 outs in the inning. Statesville Owls lead the Copperheads 4-3 here in the bottom half of the 9th. In the dirt. Good block right there from Modric.
You know, Major here is looking to get out of another jam. He's been doing a very good job of that since he's been put into the game.
As the Spinners now lead the Athletics 1-0 in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Spinners out to a hot 2-0 start. And we saw the A's lose to the Regulators last night, 5-0. The A's only amounted to 1 hit last night. As that's a swing and a miss right there.
Yeah, for the A's, they're going to have to get their bats going.
As the Regulators put on quite a pitching display last night. And they start their SCBL campaign hot, 2-0. Two-one. Swing and a miss right there. And now Major just one strike away from getting out of this jam.
Yeah, Hill here, he can put the Copperheads with one swing. He put the Copperheads right back in the driver's seat. You know, they could be right on their way to being with the regulators at 2-0.
2-2 pitch. Just misses outside as the Owls dugout not happy with that, but the tension in this situation going up even more. Tying run at third, and the go-ahead run at second base. 3-2 count, 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, I think Major thought he was going back to the well with that outside pitch.
We'll see if he sticks with the fastball or goes with the off-speed stuff. Runners will be going, swing and a miss right there from Louis Hill. Back-to-back strikeouts from Major. And the Owls maintain their lead. So we have a 4-3 ball game, 6th inning on the way, here on the SCBL YouTube channel. Back here, top 6 inning, as we see the Owls lead the Copperheads 4-3. Outside right there. As we see Graff back on the rubber for his 3rd inning of work. 1-0. Popped up and foul. Count now moves to 1-1.
Got it? We'll be dog. Hey, yeah, and you also going to ask for the password for the laptop.
Park trying to continue his good night at the dish. He's been hitting well tonight.
Graff out of the windup. And in the dirt.
The Owls getting creative over there in their dugout.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get the guys going over there. And they need an early season win. As right now they're 0-1 on the campaign. Pitch from Graff in there for a strike.
You know, in these summer ball seasons, how far behind 500 is too far? How many games back can you really get?
I mean, I would say, kind of a hot take, but that went in there for a watch third strike. As yet another K right there by Graff. As to allude to your question, I'd say kind of nothing, because with everybody making the in-season tournament and it being double elimination, that kind of opens a lot of possibilities in the league. So Park goes down by way of the K. And now Wigington is up, and I'll throw that question right back to you, Eric. How far do you think you could fall behind until it's too late?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, everyone does make the in-season tournament. So I think, looking back, the better thing might actually be to see how many games in a row do you need to win down the stretch to feel like you have that confidence going into the in-season tournament. So I think maybe if you're on a 5, 6, 7 game win streak, you might have that confidence to make a run. But I still think that, if you don't have double-digit wins, or if you're not even in the 20 wins or whatever, or I guess 20 wins is kind of a lot, but I guess if you don't have like 10 wins, how much confidence do you really have?
Yeah, and I mean, we saw an interesting situation in last year's SCBL tournament where the Regulators came into the tournament with a 4-24 record as that one's out to left field. Paul coming in on it and caught as Wigington goes out by way of the pop out. Now we'll have Blake Hill up, but the Regulators, they had a 4-24 record coming into the in-season tournament. They beat the Copperheads here at Cox Mill High School, forced them to have one loss, double elimination tournament. Then they went up to Statesville, who was the 2 seed last year, beat Statesville, as Statesville was the 2 seed, lost in 2 games. And the Copperheads lost in round 1 to a team that was 4-24. So really anything can happen.
Oh, and I mean, that's just the great thing about summer baseball. Anything can happen. These guys are hungry. They're from sometimes schools you've never even heard of, and they want a shot to play at the highest level.
1-2 from Graff in the dirt. As the only inevitable the last couple of seasons have been a spinner's win. As this year looking for the 4-peat. That one popped foul. But I feel like the road to the 4-peat this year for the Spinners and another championship is going to be a lot harder with the additions of the Wampus Cats and the Disco Turkeys.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people heard of the Disco Turkeys before they even joined the league. I mean, a fun team, fun branding. They do a good job on social media. They're a popular team.
Yeah, I mean, they were even mentioned in the New York Times earlier this week. So that's pretty cool to see an SCBL team's merch in the New York Times. You don't see that every day, that's for sure.
National recognition for the SCBL. You gotta love it.
2-2 count, 2 outs in the inning. Graff 1 strike away, and he'll get it right there. As we'll see Blake Hill go down by way of strikeouts for the 2nd time tonight, and Brock Graff with yet another K.
And you know what? If the Copperheads can keep pitching like this, the Spinners might have to watch out for them.
As the Copperheads only trail by 1, it's a 4-3 ball game. We'll be back here in just a moment. Bottom of the 6th inning on the way. Cody Spillman will start things off here in the bottom half of the second inning. Bottom half of the order, 8, 9, 10 up for your Copperheads, and Spillman will try to get things started. He's 1 for 2 on the night with a single and a fielder's choice.
How's the bottom of the lineup there looking for the Copperheads tonight?
You know, all three guys have gotten on base. Spillman and Frelick with a single, and Jacob Painter with a walk, and we'll try to get things going here. Only a 1-run ball game, so very manageable. As the new pitcher to the game for the Owls is Evan Davidson. As Davidson from Hickory, North Carolina, the 6', 170 lefty from Montreat College. And the first time tonight we've seen a lefty on the mound from either side.
So how do you think a lefty on the mound is going to affect how the umpire's been calling that outside of the plate?
You know, it's going to spice things up a little bit. We'll have to see kind of how the umpire handles the outside portion of the plate that he's really liked tonight, especially with fastballs. As Spillman holds up right there on that outside fastball.
I mean, especially if this guy has something breaking away, you know, how's the umpire going to handle that as well?
Yeah. Spillman in a 2-0 count. In there for a strike.
You know, Davidson here behind early. Did get one back just there, though.
Two-one pitch from Davidson. Swing and a miss right there from Spillman. Count now 2-2. Here comes the full count pitch from Davidson. Swing and a miss right there from Spillman. One batter faced, one batter put down by Evan Davidson.
How big is it for a reliever to get that first batter put away?
I mean, you know, it's always feeling good when you go out there, you're confident in your stuff, and it shows the first batter you face. It's also nice, you know, not have to go through the meat of the order in your first, you know, inning out. Going through the 8, 9, 10 positions. And gives him a little bit of a leeway. As that backdoor slider doesn't get in there to Dane Frelick, the third baseman, who's 1 for 2 on the night. Here comes the 1-0 to Frelick. Outside for a ball.
Yeah, Frelick had a really good college season this year. He batted .400. He really does need to get it going this season for the Copperheads.
So here comes the 2-0. That one in the dirt. And Frelick's going to have the 3-0 green light coming up here.
It's a big pitch right here for the Copperheads. Time is slowly running out.
As they're down to their final 11 outs now of the evening. As that one's into right center field. As we'll see Dorsey camp under it for the second out of the inning. So Davidson, 2 batters faced, 2 batters put down, and it'll be all up to Jacob Painter here at the bottom of the 6th.
Now stepping in the box, number 8, Jacob Painter.
Painter 0 for 1 of the night with a walk, and he got caught looking his last time up. Swing and a miss right there from Painter.
You know, Painter, another one of those guys from West Virginia. You know, as well as another one of those guys who really didn't play a lot this season in college. So looking to really shake off that rust. You know, get some at-bats. Hopefully get some hits here.
So he'll be looking to start a 2-out rally for the Copperheads. Swing and a miss right there from Painter, and he's down 0-2.
Yeah, Copperheads swinging it a lot in the dirt here. And they got to keep their eyes up.
As Davidson 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. We'll see if Painter has something to say about it. 0-2 pitch on the way. And that one misses outside. So Painter digs back in the batter's box. And we'll see what Davidson has for him here with the 1-2 count. And that one's outside as well.
I wonder what's causing the pitcher here to throw those ones way outside. I mean, I haven't seen anything from Painter, at least, that's shown he's going to take 1 yard or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it must be something just with those trying to locate those outside fastballs. Just can't get around on the ball enough to put it in the strike zone. We'll see if he can do better here. 2-2 pitch to Painter. And the backdoor slider misses high. Count runs full. Good piece of hitting right here from Painter. He was down 0-2 in the count, now full.
Yeah, good job to work his way back into this count. It looks like maybe the pitcher's been trying to throw some breaking balls that just weren't breaking on him.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss right there from Painter. 3 up, 3 down in the first inning of work for Evan Davidson as the Owls hold on to their 4-3 advantage as the 7th inning is on the way here at Coxmo High School. Stick with us for some more SCBL baseball action here on our YouTube channel.
Gerard Moderick.
As we're back here at Coxmo High School, I'm Zay Metz, Eric Finley to the right side of me. And we're here, top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, what a great night. Just getting cooler and cooler as the night goes on. Not a cloud in the sky. Got the lights on. Not a better night for baseball, I don't think.
As Jake Modrick, the catcher, up to the dish for the 3rd time tonight, as he struck out both times, looking to do better here. Graff out for his 4th inning of work, out of the windup. Inside for a ball.
Yeah, I know he threw a ball on that pitch, but he's really been impressive tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the St. Louis Billiken out on the bump has been good. That's a chopper right there. As Painter's going to his right, throw across the infield, not in time.
Yeah, that one just got away from him a little bit high. I think he had the time to make the throw if he could have had it on line.
As good hops right there from the first baseman Fowler, getting up there to keep that ball from going to the fence. And we'll see Blake Hill reach on an infield single.
Well, there.
I must say Jake Modrick. Jack Weaver now up for the Owls. Righty and righty matchup as he shows bunt. And he's going to try to lay one down, but not very successful up on the screen. And that's going to go into the fans as kind of an interesting dimension here at Coxville. As with the foul poles and the netting here, there's a gap in between kind of the larger poles and the smaller poles. And that allows some balls to sneak in there.
Yeah. Fans better keep their heads on a swivel. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, especially if you're sitting front row.
It's like a hockey game. Maybe you don't want the front row.
0-1. And therefore a strike. Graff now up 0-2.
Weaver, he's a senior. He's really just trying to put together some good tape to show to scouts and to pro and professional teams as he moves forward with his career.
Weaver down to the count 0-2. Here comes the pitch from Graff. Swung on. And that's going to be to Jacob Painter at second base. He gathers, fires over to first in time. as Jack Weaver goes down by way of the fielder's choice as Jake Modric advances to second base.
Now batting, number 15, from Brevard College, Christian Azell.
And CP Pyle now up for the Owls. As he's gotten on base twice tonight with a walk and a double that was roped into center field last time over Keller's head.
Yeah, and I mean, between his fielding and his hitting, I feel like we've called his name a bunch tonight.
As that one popped over the screen and foul. Oh, 1 count. Bodrick being held on by Painter at second base. Inside for a ball.
Yeah, that one almost caught him there. Thought it might hit him. Graf's got to be careful about giving up any more base runners here.
As the Owls hold on to a 4-3 lead. That one's a strike from Graf. Count now 1-2.
That was a good pitch right there. You know, Graf, this inning is kind of at risk of making a really good appearance. You know, kind of fall apart if he gives up some runs because this is such a close game.
0-2. Swing and a miss right there, and that's into Spillman's mitt. As yet another cape from Graf. And Pyle goes down for the first time tonight.
The order. Number 1, for Zach Huntington University. Yoink.
As Alec Yunt now up for the Owls for the 4th time tonight. The leadoff guy has reached safely twice out of his 3 ABs yet so far.
Yeah, both the leadoff hitters really have had
And
pretty
now we
good
have a
nights.
pickle. As Brock Graf trying to chase him down. Now to Painter. Painter running the back. Now to the third baseman. But he can't get him. What great base running right there from Jake Modric, the catcher. And that gets the Owls dugout fired up. As Graf steps on the mound. Throws it over to Painter. Painter running the back. Throws it over to Frolic at third. Can't apply the tag. And some witty base running right there from Modric.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like the type of base running that the Copperheads were pulling out last night.
And that advances the runner now 90 feet away from the Owls holding a 2-run lead. We'll see how Graf manages with that. Swing and a miss right there from Yunt. We have an 0-1 count.
You know, that play right there just puts even more pressure on the pitcher. He's really just got to strike out this batter or get a ground ball, something like that.
0-1 count, 2 outs in the inning. As here comes the pitch from Graf. Outside portion of the plate for a strike. And now Graf 1 strike away from getting out of the top half of the 7th.
You know, I don't know what that strike zone has been on the outside, but the pitchers have been painting it tonight.
And we'll see if he goes back to the outside fastball here. 0-2 from Graf on the way. And that slider was good, and there'll be a chopper to Painter. He'll field it. And there you go. Graf gets out of a jam and keeps the Owls lead to 1. They hold a 4-3 advantage. 7th inning stretch on the way. The Copperheads trail 4-3.
Copperheads.
Bottom 7, as the Copperheads have the meat of their order up 1, 2, 3. We'll see if Isaac Armstrong can get things going here. Copperheads show 4-3, as the Owls looking for their all-elusive first win of the season, and the Copperheads trying to start off 2 wins in 2 nights.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's go time now for the Copperheads. This is the strong part of their order.
That one foul as Armstrong reached on to walk his first time up, a double play his second time, and reached safely on first base by way of a drop third strike and ended up scoring a run for the Copperheads. That was their 3rd run of the evening.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like I've said this every time he's up. I think he's due. I mean, you know, he's been making great contact. He's just got to get one in play.
Yeah. 0-1 is Colin Eckert as our new pitcher into the game. Outside for a strike. A little bit about Eckert, as he's yet another one of those local guys we've seen tonight from the Owls, and just kind of show the talent around here as we've been talking about. He's from Hickory, North Carolina. 6'3" freshman from Caldwell Community College. That one's down the line. That one's going to be fair, as Armstrong's rounding one, and he will go to Isaac Armstrong starting off the bottom half of the 7 hot. A stand-up double. And that's what the Copperheads desperately needed. And Eric, you called that right there. He was due.
He's showing why he leads off. I mean, you know, he's got the placement, he's got the power, and he's got the speed. That's everything you want from a hitter.
A true 5'2" guy, Isaac Armstrong is. And now Kale Oler is up.
3rd team All-Region, Kale Oler.
And Oler, like we said earlier, was batting .400 on the season and earned that 3rd team All-Region stripe. And his second 9 in the lineup for the Copperheads. A 0-1 count. Pitch from Eckert is a good one right there. Swing and a miss from Oler.
I mean, he played 42 games this last season for Brevard. I mean, hitting .346. He's been hitting it well. So now's the time to show that off. You know, drive in this run.
Down 0-2. He'll foul that one up and stay alive.
You know, I have to say, these two, Oler and Armstrong, they've been swinging at good pitches tonight. Compared to the rest of the lineup, I feel like they've really, you know, picked and choose the right pitches to swing at.
So after that foul tip, the count stays at 0-2, and we'll stay there once more, as now the Spinners are up 4-0 on the Athletics, and that makes 15 innings in a row that the Concord A's have not scored a run to start off their season.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. I mean, you know, the point of summer ball is to rotate the lineup around, play some different guys, so they just got to find the combination that works.
As we'll try the 0-2 from Eckert once more. Inside to Oler. Eckert looks in the sign from Modric. And will deliver the 1-2. Right down the middle from Oler. He knew as soon as they hit the catcher's mitt, he was out.
Yeah,
Oler got caught looking right there.
Yeah, he looked confident in that pitch. You know, knew it the second it left his hand.
And now we got an opportunity for Josh Jones, the guy that struck out all 3 times tonight. But that tying run at second base and a good chance to step up right here for Jones.
He was one you were saying was you thought could have a really good night tonight, and I think he's due as well.
First pitch right there to Jones is a strike. As 2 of his Ks have been caught looking, so you have to imagine he's going to be umped to want to swing the bat here in this AB.
Yeah.
0-1, Armstrong is going. Swung on from Jones, that one's foul. As we see Armstrong kind of show off the wheels once again.
You think that was a hit and run situation, or was that more of a miscommunication?
I mean, maybe a little bit of both, I think. We could see, you know, Armstrong with the steal sign right there, but Jones trying to put one, you know, in a gap in the outfield to try to score that run. But nonetheless, we have an 0-2 count. Armstrong stays put at second base. Here comes the pitch from Eckert. That one to the shortstop, Yunt. And he'll try to apply the tag at third. Did he get him? He's safe. Great base running right there from Armstrong. The throw to Yunt to Park, not in time. And we'll have runners on the corners with 1 out.
And, you know, really, those mistakes are starting to pile up for the Owls.
As now it looks like the umpires are going to have a little discussion about that call. Certainly a bang-bang play right there at third base.
I mean, we both thought he was safe. Some people are saying he was out.
And it looks like the call in the end is going to be out. So the Owls dugout rejoices. And we see Josh Jones reach by way of the fielder's choice. But unfortunate right there from the Owls. Or excuse me, for the Copperheads.
Again, still maybe another interesting decision by the Owls here.
Now batting, number 5, Connor Paul.
And the Owls end up benefiting right there. And now Paul's up, as that's going to be over the third baseman, Drew Park's head. And now end up advancing the runners. So now 2 batters on base after Paul's third single of the night.
Paul made sure that a runner stayed in scoring position there, you know. I'm sure the Copperheads felt they were cheated maybe on that one, and he made sure that they kept one in scoring position.
As Copperheads only have 7 outs left on the evening. But Brock Fowler, good guy to have up. He's reached safely all 3 times tonight by an error, a double, and a walk.
And Fowler, he's a guy who's got power. He's going to be looking to change this game with 1 swing.
As that was a good cutter right there by Eckert to Fowler. But yeah, we've seen that power earlier in the game. We'll see if Fowler can bring it back out here. 0-1, misses outside.
You know, I'll just say Eckert, he's been attacking all parts of that zone very well. You know, I think all the pitchers have been realizing where the zone is tonight and have been using it to their advantage.
Eckert looks back. Now we'll fire. In the dirt, good take right there from Fowler. And just to remind the people at home, on Monday night we'll be back here at Coxmo High School as the Concord A's take on the Lake Norman Copperheads. A little Concord v. Concord action there Monday night, as the A's in danger of being 0-2 going into that matchup. Right now down 5-0 to the Spinners.
That's a busy night for the SCBL, isn't it?
Yeah, as we'll have another game as we'll see the Corn Dogs traveled up to Mountain Island Charter High School as they'll face the Regulators. Maybe a potential broadcast at that game as well, as we'll keep you updated on all that is here to come. 3-1 pitch. A good slider right there. And the count runs full. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs in the inning. Eckert 1 pitch away. That's swung on, pop fly in the infield. As I will see Park coming out. That ball's going to drop! Miscommunication right there from the Statesville Owls. And the Copperheads get bailed out. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the inning, bottom of the 7th. As now we'll see Matt Goldsich in a major situation to turn this thing around for the Copperheads.
Number 21.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the pitcher or the catcher, but one of the players there was saying, I can't see it, I can't see it. And that's when as either the third baseman or the pitcher, you gotta step in there and make that play.
And one thing I've noticed from years past calling games here at Coxmo High School, especially for the SCBL, is with the college guys, when they have more power, they can put that ball over the lights, and that can make it really difficult for infield flies just as that. As that's a drive into right field. We'll see Dorsey track back at that one, and he will get it. So the Copperheads leave 3 runners on, and the Owls get out of yet another jam by the hair on their chinny chin chin. The score will stay 4-3. I mean, Eric, that's a close inning right there. The Copperheads have to be wishing they at least got 1 run back there. Not only 6 outs left in the evening.
Yeah, I mean, it has just been missed opportunity after missed opportunity. And like I said earlier, that has just been the Copperheads' Achilles heel tonight. If they could find a way to drive in those runners, that's all they really need to do.
As we have two more innings of baseball yet to play. Join us for the top of the 8th inning. Back in a moment. back here, and that's a drive into left center field. And that one is caught.
Oler made the play on that one.
Yeah, good work right there from the center fielder. Oh, that was a tough one right there.
Number 7.
He, after that one earlier in the game, went off his glove. He did a good job there, not making the same error.
As now Steven Smith up to the plate for the 4th time tonight. He's popped out all 3 times. Looking to have better luck here as Brock Graff is back on the mound for his 5th inning now. In there for a strike, and Graff has been a great innings eater tonight for the Copperheads.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, you know, he's almost been throwing like a starter tonight. He might be a guy they think about starting later in the season.
0-1. That one bounced. It's going to be a ball. As looks like we have some guys heading out to the Statesville bullpen. It looks like it might be number 80, Alex Stallone. As we'll keep an eye on the activity out there, as that one's down the right field line, but going to be foul.
You know, Zane, it's still pretty quiet there in the Copperheads bullpen. I'm wondering when they're going to get a guy at least warming up.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to stick with the Graff. I mean, through 5 innings, through 4 innings, hasn't allowed a single run yet.
Yeah, but how many innings are you really going to want your reliever to go?
Yeah, I think it might be more of a thing is when Graff shows some wear and tear and kind of, you know, falling off some batters. You know, they're going to try to take him out, but also you might want to get ahead of the curve, being it's such a close game. You don't want to get him out before it's too late.
Right. Well, you know, I know in the SCBL, you know, the pitchers come at a premium. So, you know, if you were the coach, what's your strategy? Try to just do short spurts for these guys, or you know, run them at long spurts and give them longer rest?
I mean, I kind of feel like at least tonight you have to ride this thing out. You have an off day tomorrow, then you go back and play on Monday night. I feel like you got to run that, ride this thing out, see how far you can go with Graff, and then go from there on Monday. As that's ball 4 right there. And it bounces off the backstop past Spillman.
Is he showing some signs of tiring, or do you think that was just a fluke?
I mean, he got the count of 2 strikes right there, just couldn't find the put-away pitch. But nonetheless, that's going to bring the 4-hole hitter up, Cannon Dorsey.
Now batting, number 32, Dor Necessi.
So now the right fielder, Cannon Dorsey, up with Smith standing on first base, being held on by Fowler.
He's had himself a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah, he had that double earlier. And watches that one going for a strike. Just a reminder, everybody at home, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn those post notifications on for any time that we're live streaming games, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. That's at SCBL Baseball on both. That one roped down the right field line and foul. As something to watch out for on Instagram, we're going to have our weekly power rankings as me, Eric, and 2 other of the SCBL interns will be compiling our power rankings each week and be putting those out for the fans to see and comment and see their opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a great first week of SCBL baseball, and I think it's going to be a tough decision.
Yeah.
You especially when you've had some teams who've played a couple different number of games, you've got a lot of variables to weigh as we move forward.
As it's a swing and a miss right there from Cannon Dorsey. Yeah, another K for Brock Graff. And now bring up Drew Park. And yeah, just kind of going through those SCBL standings. As of right now, the Spinners and Regulators stand tall at 2-0. The Lake Norman Copperheads are 1-0. We see the Urardi Wampus Cats and the Carolina Disco Turkeys at 1-2. Actually, the Disco Turkeys would be now 1-3. Excuse me. The Queen City Corn Dogs at 0-0. And then the Statesville Owls and Concord Athletics at 0-1. So it'll be a tough decision to see who gets that top spot with right now 3 undefeated teams.
I mean, for the Disco Turkeys, it's kind of just a tale of what could have been.
Yeah, I mean, really, they were kind of 2 pitches away from being 3-1 instead of 1-3 right now. I mean, just a brutal game baseball can be at times. 0-1. Swing and a miss right there. As that was a healthy hack right there from Wigginton. Excuse me, that's Drew Park. So Park's down 0-2 in the count. 2 outs in the inning. Runner will be going. But to no avail, as that one stepped off into the screen. So Graf steps back on the rubber. He looks in, gets the sign from Spillman, shakes off 2. Likes the third one, checks on the runner. And now we deliver the 0-2. Swing and a miss right there from Park as Graf is racking up the Ks. What an innings eater he's been tonight for the Copperheads. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. 6 outs remaining for the Copperheads. They got to get something going and get something going quickly. Stick with us here at Coxsville High School. It's bound to be an exciting ending here tonight. Back here, bottom of the 8th inning, the Copperheads show 4-3.
Now batting.
As a little bit, as a update out of the Friar at Atlanta High School, we see the Corn Dogs lead the Wampus Cats 7-4. As 2 very unique names, the Corn Dogs and the Wampus Cats.
I mean, that's the fun part of summer collegiate baseball. You either have teams with fun names, or if their team doesn't have a fun name, then they throw in an alter ego every now and again.
Yeah, as we saw the Disco Turkeys, both with a fun name, and then also playing their Wednesday games as the Camel City Humps this season. With an alternate jersey, that's pretty cool to see.
You think we see some more alter egos make their way into the SCBL?
I mean, you gotta hope so. The more you can see, the more fun it is. As right now, Louis Hill's up to bat. As he loses the bat, that one's back up to the pitcher, Eckert. Easy enough over to first base, and the Copperheads now down to their final 5 outs. As the Copperheads, maybe not one of the most exciting names out there, but one of the OG teams in the SCBL since 1999. And the Copperheads, one of many teams of the SCBL with a great youth system. As you know, the Copperheads, the A's, the Regulators are 3 of the, and the Corn Dogs are kind of the 4 teams of the SCBL with a lot of great youth teams and bringing up a college team as well.
Exactly. I mean, the Copperheads are a founding member of this league.
As we've seen a lot of rotation even in the couple of years that I've been here and helping out the SCBL, and as a whole, I mean, there's been a rotating door of teams, but the Copperheads have been one thing that has been as constant.
Yep. And, you know, they've always got that history to fall back on. Even if they have a bad season, they know that there's success in their past, and there's always going to be success in their future.
So now number 19, Cody Spillman up. As we have an 0-2 count. As Spillman grounds that one down the third base line and foul.
You know, you can't ignore the history that is collegiate baseball as a whole. From the Cape Cod all the way down to the SCBL, all the way down to Florida. I mean, just historic leagues all the way down the coast.
As we kind of see a mashup of leagues at that summer showcase at Liberty College. That one back up to the pitcher, trickles to Alekian. The wheels of Spiel trying to be showing off, and he'll be safe. As Spillman just legs out an infield single, and one of many infield singles we've seen tonight, Eric.
I mean, and I wonder if it's more the infielders themselves than the hitters. I mean, not to discredit the hitters at all, but I've seen these infielders try to make some showy plays when they really just need to field the ball and make these simple throws.
Yeah, and it might be kind of a thick-cut grass in the infield, too, slowing down the ball a lot. That might be kind of the case there, as Eckert just didn't get a glove on it, made a tough play for Yunt, as that's a line, and that's going to get through the second base gap. Dane Frelick, 1 pitch, 1 hit. As 2 pitches in a row 2 singles in a row for the Copperheads, trying to get things going here. Only down 1 run. It's a 4-3 ball game. 1 out, 2 runners on now here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
I think if you're the Copperheads here, you pull out some of your base running magic that worked last night.
As we see Jacob Painter up for the Copperheads.
You know, this might not have been the strongest part of the lineup tonight, but it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And right now they have a chance to, you know, get in the driver's seat for the Copperheads.
As that's to the third baseman, Park. He grounds it, loses it, trying to tag the bag. And he can't get it. Yet another error from Drew Park, having a shaky game in the hot corner at third base.
You know, they called it the hot corner for a reason. And now the bases are loaded. And now the Copperheads knocking on the door yet again. Can they drive in the runs with the bases loaded?
And Eric, if I was the Copperheads, I wouldn't have any other guy up than Isaiah Armstrong right now. I mean, what a great hitter he's been tonight. Roped a double down the left field line last time. Trying to work some of that magic here now. First pitch swinging, as that's the Park at third base. Play at the plate. Can he get him? Yes, he can. As it's a smart play right there from Drew Park, as Armstrong will reach on a fielder's choice. And we see Spillman have to go back to the dugout. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 8th.
You know, I think he wanted to win that game with one swing. I think he needed to have a little bit more patience there.
Number 26, Cale Oler.
And I mean, that would be absolutely heartbreak if the Copperheads leave bases loaded yet again.
What is this, 3 or 4 times tonight?
I mean, a couple times too many for the Copperheads, that's for sure. As Oler's first pitch swinging, but goes foul.
You know what, Oler here, he's proven he can put the bat onto the ball, and, you know, only good things can happen.
So we have Dane Frelick at third, Jacob Painter at second base, and Isaac Armstrong at first. Cale Oler in the lefty's batter's box. 0-1. Inside for a ball.
The Owls dugout is not happy about that one.
Yes. The umpire favoring the outside portion, not the inside portion tonight. Nonetheless, 1-1 from the pitcher, and that one's up the middle. Will that ball drop? Yes, it will. 1 run will score. Dane Frelick coming home. The play at the plate. There's no play at the plate. The Lake Norman Copperheads are up 5-4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Clutch pizza hitting right there from Cale Oler, a 2 RBI single.
Are we going to start calling this team the Cardiac Copperheads? I mean, late game magic yet again.
And he's a huge hit right there from Oler. And that brings up Josh Jones. And it looks like the Owls are going to have a mound visit. We're going to let them visit and talk it over, and we'll be back here. Copperheads up now 5-4.
Box.
And welcome back again as we have a new pitcher into the game after Cale Oler's clutch 2-out RBI single. And that brings up Alex Salone into the game for the outs. Tell us a little bit more about Alex Salone, Eric.
Yeah, so he's 6'2". He's from Catawba Valley Community College. He's a lefty.
As we see, that one chopped and will be the third out of the inning. Sorry to cut you off there.
No,
but
it's all good.
I mean, one pitch, 1 out for Salone. Not bad on his sake.
Not a lot we got to really see there, but I think it's interesting to go back to a lefty. I didn't really feel the lefties were working with the way that the umpire was calling the game.
But nonetheless, Salone gets out of a jam, but not before the Copperheads score 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 9th inning on the way. What a game we have on store here at Cox Mill High School. And we're back here, top of the 9th inning. Copperheads 3 outs away from ending this one as a clutch 2-out, 2 RBI single from Cale Oler jumped them back into the lead. It's a 5-4 ball game here. And Brock Graff is going to be the guy to finish it off, going out for a 6th inning of work out of relief. I mean, what an inning. I mean, what a game out of relief Brock Graff has been having.
Yeah, it's been amazing. But the Copperheads were here last night, and I'm sure that they're having a little bit of nightmares right now.
Let's see if Groff can finish him off. As now it's a 2-0 count. As surprising, no activity in the Copperheads bullpen just in case. So, trying to put all their faith in Graff. The 2-0. That one misses outside, so we'll see Wigington in a favorable 3-0 hitters count. As the Owls looking for 1 run here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, and I mean, for Graff, I mean, I think he's been more than an innings eater tonight. He's been dealing. I mean, he's been pitching really well. He might be earning himself, if he wants to be a starting pitcher, a starting pitching spot on this team.
As we see him walk Wigington right there. And now bring up the left fielder, Blake Hill.
Now back, number 8, the loft.
As Hill is 0 for 3 on the night. That one fouled into Spillman. As it looked like he took that one off the face mask.
Yeah, he's taken a couple of those off the body tonight. He's actually improved as the game's gone on. I've been very impressed with how he's played behind the plate.
Yeah, I can add that weird glove malfunction in the top half of the 1st inning. And had to move past that. Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty hard to play with a glove you're not used to.
So we have an 0-1 count as we see Wigington standing on first base. As that run is the tying run, and Hill at the plate is the go-ahead run. Graff checks back, and now will fire. Swing and a miss right there. Graff now up 0-2.
That's back to what we've been seeing from Graff this whole game. I mean, that walk was kind of almost uncharacteristic of him this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's been absolutely dealing, and now 1 strike away from yet another strikeout. As his off-speed stuff has been nasty. 0-2. That one chopped foul.
I mean, that was still a really good pitch there. I don't know if much of any swing really could have done anything but chopped it foul.
Yeah, I mean, I like that pitch right there from Graff. I mean, you have an 0-2 count. Might as well put one in the dirt and, test them. And then we saw the contact from Hill right there not be any good contact, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, as this game's gone on, Statesville's got more antsy at the plate. They're swinging it more.
That one's driven into left field. We see Paul going back towards the track. And we'll get it for the first out of the top half of the ninth.
And you know what? I think I had flashbacks to last night there. I mean, that was eerily similar.
I mean, that one off the bat looked far, but just kind of died in the outfield.
Yeah.
Number 14.
You know, as the night wears on, it gets a little cooler. You know, maybe the ball didn't go as far.
Yeah, as we see Jake Modric, the catcher, up. As he had a single his last plate appearance, and we'll try to keep that going here. First pitch in the AB from Graff. Up and away for a ball.
You know, one of the other things that's impressed me about Graff tonight is, some of the pitchers I've seen, when there's runners on the bases, it kind of gets in their head and they start throwing all wild. He's stuck to his stuff. He's stuck to his guns and thrown really good pitches, even with runners on base.
Runner will be going. The throw from Spillman. Will it be in time? Yes, it will! A clutch throw from Spillman behind the plate, and he got him at second base. Painter applies the tag. The Copperheads 1 out away from starting off their 2024 campaign 2-0.
For Spillman there, that's almost a redemption throw. He was late on a couple throws today, but that one looked really good.
And now Graff stands 1 strike away from back-to-back home victories for the Copperheads. This could win it. Here's the 1-2 from Graff. And that's up and away for a ball. Count moves to 2-2.
And for Statesville, that's kind of an interesting decision there to steal. Maybe they've seen something in Spillman's arm, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I think their thought process was there is trying to move the runner into scoring position. A single may tie the game up. As that one's right down Broadway. And now moves to 2-2. As the count is full.
It's on me.
Full count, 2 outs in the inning. Could this be the ender? That one misses high. And more baseball for you at home as Jake Modric gets walked. And maybe Graff didn't locate that pitch, maybe thrown off. He was going home with the save and then had to step back on the rubber. Throws that one high.
Yeah, sometimes it's mentally hard to check back in. I hope that doesn't affect him going forward.
Now batting pinch hitter.
As we have a pinch hitter into the game.
Wyatt Stanley, the freshman.
As Stanley will rope that one in the center field. Oler camps under it, and the Lake Norman Copperheads start their 2024 campaign 2-0. Play the Copperhead Road here at Cox Mill High School. As back-to-back late comebacks from the Copperheads. Call them the Cardiac Copperheads, as you said, Eric. What a way to start your season.
Yeah, I mean, in Statesville, they tried to put in a lefty there at the end, and it didn't matter. Graff just had an outstanding outing. I mean, he pitched amazingly and threw a ton of innings.
I mean, I feel like the 2 players of the game have to go to Brock Oler, who hit that clutch, 2 RBI single, and also Graff. I mean, he had 6 innings in relief, did not allow a single run. I mean, what a dominant performance coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, and I mean, for the Copperheads, you probably look at tonight and think our bats were a little cold, and yet we still put up 5 runs.
As that is all she wrote here on a Saturday night. And make sure to join us back on a Monday night as we'll be broadcasting the Copperheads game yet again. So for Zane Metz and Eric Finley, we want to say thank you for spending some time out of your Saturday evening with us. The Copperheads pulled out a late victory, a 5-4 win over the Statesville Owls. Wraps it up here at Cox Mill High School. Have a great rest of your evening and join us here on Monday night. Thank you.